Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 9 of the Slightly Off podcast. My name is Chris.
I'm Victoria.
My name is Will.
Oh, I
Oh,
forgot. I forgot how things work.
Well, this is how intros work, guys.
You see, I'm going to do something that you guys didn't do, and that's mess up. Hey guys, I'm David.
There you go.
Ooh,
Not yet, David.
how's it feel? I set the bar high just now.
So, by the way, we are joined by our special guest, David. David, tell us a little bit about yourself. Just a
Hi,
little bit,
guys.
though, not a whole lot.
I'm David. I like Rooster Teeth. And
Thank you, David. All right, now back onto the games.
Oh,
No, David is actually
no.
our brand new South Florida admin for the group,
yeah.
Awesome.
Rest in peace.
which we're working on that first meetup eventually. Hopefully in November.
Whoop whoop.
Sometime.
Meetups.
Sometime. Maybe.
No-
Eventually.
November.
We'll get there eventually.
2020.
The time where it's actually cold in Florida, sort
Well-
of, and you might actually want hot coffee.
Because we're in a podcast, they can't see your air quotes, Will.
Well, you know what? If they don't
But
know
with
that I'm doing air quotes, then shame on them.
imagination.
They should just inherently know that.
So, everybody here is, I don't mean to speak politically here, but,
You're speaking politically right now. We need to move on. Anyway, so
okay, cool.
But seriously, what were you gonna say?
I don't know. Is everybody surprised? Not surprised?
Oh wait, no, I don't.
well,
want to
no.
talk about this. We're moving on.
Okay, cool.
We're moving on.
We're talking about
I-
Extra Life, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
obviously.
talking about Extra Life.
Yay!
I am so surprised about Extra Life, obviously.
Obviously, I mean, come on.
I mean,
how much money did we raise,
We
Victoria?
raised over $2,000 for our entire team.
That is amazing.
That is incredible.
Make it rain to the children.
And I think
There
you go.
I think we
Going
were
to.
the third highest team in the entire RT super team.
Really?
That's really
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
And I feel like I know we keep saying it, or we kept saying it during the stream, but huge shout out to all the donors for really making that happen and for being so generous to donate to such a great cause. So another shout out to those
Shout out to
guys.
Steven for donating $200 for Ricky to shave his head.
Oh, that was so
Thank
amazing.
you, Steven.
Oh,
I did not think that was gonna happen.
No, I mean, I figured something like that would happen, like someone's going to shave something off, or, there's always those impromptu stretch goals. Did not
Yeah.
think it would be the Steven Ricky hate train.
Well, it was crazy because they were talking about like, Chris, how did it go? It was like, we're gonna shave Ricky's head if someone donates $200 in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, as a joke. And then Steven had already donated $15 before and then, made a comment of, wait, will he actually do that? And then next thing we know, he donates another $185. And then the next day I get to shave part of Ricky's head, along with Will.
Yeah, well, and then we found out the next day
For
as
the kids,
well.
for the
I think
kids.
it was right after Extra Life ended. He posted on Facebook. He's like, "Man, I should not have donated all that money. It didn't help that I was intoxicated."
Yeah.
So he drunkenly
Which
donated $200 for the kids, though. So worth it.
Thanks,
I
Steven.
know, right? You're like, well, at least I donated money to a
Yeah,
good cause.
to that.
It wasn't like I woke up and I had a $200 debt to a casino or something. Or he had blown $60 on, the new Call of Duty
Ugh.
game.
I think it just goes to show
Hey,
not all heroes
hey,
are sober.
that's spoilers.
There you go. Chris, that's not a spoiler. Everyone knows
I
this.
feel like that should be my tagline.
Hey,
Not
the
all heroes
podcast.
are sober.
Victoria, 2016.
I've only been, it's only been Riptoria how many times?
30.
Something
I did
like
official
that.
count
All of
the
the
other day.
times.
It's not enough. That's all I know.
There you go.
Listen, the year isn't
David's
over
got
yet.
the hang of it. There's still time for
Yeah,
more.
there's still 2 more months, Victoria.
We'll see how I do Saturday at the beer fest.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Extra Life was awesome.
Yeah.
That was one heck of a show.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that we were able to bring, 4 separate streams together into one huge RT Florida supergroup stream. I don't know, it goes to show that I feel like we really have some dedicated members here. Not only those who were streaming, but those who, showed up to be a part of the process and,
And we're watching most
went
of
out of
the
their
night,
way.
too. Well, most of
Yeah.
the 25 hours. Because I know Chase was there. a lot of the time. Emily was there on YouTube and Twitch, like throughout
She had both tabs open?
the entire like 25 hours.
That's amazing. I don't know. It's really encouraging to see that kind of participation by the entire community.
I think it just goes to show that Florida.Man is a very helpful. I don't know where I was going with this. I just wanted to use a Florida.Man joke.
Florida.Man is not only
there you
good for
go.
news headlines, but also for raising money for kids.
Hey,
There you
There
go.
we go.
Bam. Victoria bringing it home.
We should have just let him continue and see what happened with that conversation.
Listen, we don't have time for like a 2-hour train wreck.
Oh no, it's totally
damn.
time for a 2-hour train wreck.
It makes
We
me
got to
think
set
of,
a new record for longest podcast.
Makes me think of when Gavin's talking and Gus is like, no, let him finish. Let's see
Yeah,
where he's going with this.
yeah, no, don't let me ramble because I'll speak and no one will understand.
Perfect.
Although I feel bad, David. I didn't mean to compare you to Gavin.
Oh no, it's okay. That's pretty close.
Good to know. We got our Gavin. Gavin on the podcast.
Oh man.
I mean,
So,
didn't we already
I
have
can do a
one?
British
We don't
accent.
care.
Did anyone have a favorite moment from our Extra Life stream?
Shaving Ricky's head. Shaving Ricky's head. Shaving Ricky's head. Is that good? You guys? Is that
Yes,
okay?
Chris, that's perfect.
Okay.
I think my favorite was the after we did the blood dump and then the ice bucket challenge on Jake and the picture that resulted
yeah.
from that.
That was
Oh,
It
so
was just
bad.
a bloody mess on my porch, like a toy axe, like laid down on the ground. There's just like this fake like blood like spilled everywhere, and we tweet out the picture with hashtag for the kids, and it just looks like a murder
was-
scene.
Extra Life liked that picture.
No, they did not.
They did. They did.
My favorite was
why?
Kwong's remark following that hashtag what kids.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
No.
Well,
Was
listen,
that Kwong? No, I thought that was Sergio.
Well, no, Kwong originally said it, but then someone
okay.
stole it on Twitter. But
Okay.
the
Thief.
original props go to Kwong, not
Yeah, that
Ray
was,
Narvaez Jr.
If anyone had any questions on how we raised over $2,000, well, I'm just going to direct them to that tweet.
We
Heck, listen.
we may or may not have participated in some illicit activities.
Listen, I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
tell you how much a human spleen goes for on the black market, but I can guarantee you it's over
Guys,
$100.
it was for the kids though, so it's okay.
Does anyone remember that video of Charlie the unicorn?
Oh
I
gosh,
hate that video.
That's what that
They
reminds
took my
me
frickin'
of.
spleen.
Oh, they took my kidney.
Oh yeah, whatever it was. No, another cool part of Extra Life was
Stupid
before
video.
we even started, our community came together and won us a little contest for a $100 donation.
Yeah, that's right.
I think
I thought for sure.
And you
that,
didn't
like-
even need me.
no.
Well,
It
listen, Chris.
also helped that I
We don't need you for a lot of things.
The contest came to my attention, and then I went and I think I sent messages to like 40 people in the group, like just copy and paste, like, hey, you should do this, and then the link.
This is your duty as an RT Florida member.
Basically.
We're all calling upon all of you.
But you know
Unite.
That was really.
yeah, but you know what? It won us $100 before we even started.
It did.
So, shout out to the
Hashtag for the kids.
Rooster Teeth International Community
Hashtag
Day
pregame.
Group, RTICD.
There you
Just
go.
say it like that.
Thank
It's
you.
easier.
Thank you guys for your amazing donation.
Yes.
Yeah. Hashtag pregame donations.
There.
Another
There
like
you go.
another one of my favorite moments came from like when we finally reached $1,000 and I got everybody to like this was at the Gainesville stream to huddle up and like hug and like start jumping up and down. And then
Oh,
like
that's right. I saw
part-
that
And
GIF.
then I made a
And then
GIF out of it.
And then you made a GIF out of
Yeah.
it. And then, like, partway through that GIF, Brewer, it looks like you have a change of, like, mind of, like, you started jumping up and down, like, this is a really good idea. And then you did it once or twice and you go, this is an awful idea. What am I doing here?
I'm gonna have to take a look at
I'm
that
like,
again.
I'm surrounded by six. I'm surrounded by 6 dudes who are hugging me and jumping around. I mean, we're friends, but come on.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Dude, it was for
Listen.
the kids. It was for the kids.
It's not that it happened. It's just I don't know, man. I was surrounded.
Oh yeah, he's just like
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Now I feel like I need to go watch
If
it.
you
You
just go to
should
the
go
RT
watch
Florida
it.
group page, it's like the first post. Like you're like all happy, and then you just kind of
And
like,
then it's like a
"All right,
second, like,
can we stop now?
I
I would
honestly
actually like to know
don't even
who was the
remember
one
doing that.
who was the guy that drank the Wendy's
Oh,
Happy.
that'd be Will.
That was Will.
Will. and
Oh,
then
that was me.
Logan attempted
Logan
it.
took like
and
a
then he
sip and then
dropped
immediately
out.
like spat it out, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they all wussed out.
I may or may not
Yo.
have watched that 3 or 4 times.
No, you did not.
Yeah, that was heroic.
Oh, I couldn't believe. So I don't know. There must have been some kind of switch in my head because I kept drinking that and drinking that and drinking that.
We
and by the
kept
time I
telling
was
you
done
to
and
stop, and you're like, no, I'm gonna do it. We're just like,
And I
"Dude,
did it."
Stop! Like, that's awful.
Well, then why
Oh
why
my
didn't
gosh.
you do the raw egg when that came up later? If you're able to do the Happy Meal in a blender, you should have been able to eat a raw egg.
Yeah, if you could
mean,
eat
listen.
garbage, what do we call it? Garbage
Hot
truck
garbage
juice.
or something?
Garbage
Yeah,
truck
garbage
juice.
juice. That's what it was.
Yeah, garbage truck juice.
Why don't we
Listen.
just blend anything we can find and just give it to
Oh.
Will?
I know.
Oh,
I mean,
no
he's
more
Extra Life
ideas.
20
I'm pretty
17.
sure we should just give him let him join that YouTube channel. Will it blend?
Will it drink?
Will it blend? And will eat it?
Will eat it.
There you go.
What was
I don't
the
know. It
YouTube
was just
channel?
like, you know what it was? It was something inside me. I was like, listen, I need to do this. It's for the kids. If I do this, we'll probably get donations. And I just dug deep and I drank that blended Happy
Oh no, and
Meal.
that's how you get yourself to do anything, or you get anyone else to do anything, except for Chris. Apparently, you
like,
say
I can-
for the kids.
You like hype yourself up. You just hype yourself up and you're like, listen, this Happy Meal, I'm putting it away.
and then you can throw it up later. That's how I felt about the
Just gotta
milk.
give yourself that pep
I was
talk.
fine. I'm honestly, I'm a little disappointed in Sal and Logan that they weren't able to finish
Aw.
it.
Yeah, well, you finished the entire glass. Like that was like props, but oh my god, ew.
Well, I was not about to take a sip and be like, oh, okay, I'm all done. I was like, listen,
Does
if
your
I'm gonna
wife know
commit to
you
that, I'm
had
gonna do
garbage
it.
truck juice?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
how's your wax chest doing, by the way?
Oh.
It's
Wait,
bumpy,
what?
to say the least.
Are they wax stripped Will's chest?
Good times.
I think I'm gonna have to end the podcast here, guys. I'm gonna have to watch this.
Oh, just wait.
Listen,
We're eventually
okay,
gonna
so-
get like a highlights reel out, and that's just gonna be. That's something I know a lot of people want to see. They just want to see like the highlights of like, oh, our big points. You know, we hit the 500, the 1,000. Will getting his chest waxed, me drinking milk, and was it Peter
Dying.
drunkenly
Good old milk.
like drinking just whatever Jake put in front of him at the end.
Those were good. Okay, so here's the thing about me getting my chest waxed. There were 7 guys trying to do that. All right, we had no idea what the hell we were doing.
Why
Just
didn't you get
cue the
extra
yakety
help?
sax music in the background.
The way he transitioned into it was the best part. We were like, yeah, this. Okay, here's how I got my chest waxed.
Nice.
He's really into it. Go
No,
on.
because I didn't realize that you had to like pull off the strip while the wax is still like kind of melty and
Yeah.
tacky. So the first time we did it, I think Kwong was just so trigger happy that he ripped it off. And when it was still a little
When
warm,
I count to 3, 1.
yeah, that was fun. And so the second time, I put the 2 strips on, and I was like, okay, let's let it cool off and solidify
that's gonna
so that it
hurt
really
even
grabs onto the
worse.
hair. Well, yeah, hindsight is 20/20, Victoria. And sure enough, we're talking later, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you got to do it right away while it's still warm." And I'm like, "Well,
We did amazing, guys.
Yeah, I don't understand why you didn't
Yeah.
get Meg to help. She was there.
I think she was
She
was
left.
shocked that it was
She
happening."
did. She just
left.
didn't want it. She didn't want to be a part of it in any way possible.
She came out as he's on the ground.
Oh yeah, no, because you guys
The,
turned the camera. She was like upstairs, and she just like,
Yeah.
all right, bye.
Bye. I'm
No,
not going
okay,
to be here
here's
for
the
this.
thing. She didn't leave because I was waxing my chest. She was already leaving and just happened to come down when it was happening. It wasn't like she looked at my chest and was like, "Yeah, I'm
Nope.
gonna go."
Now,
Nope,
well,
nope,
now
nope,
she has
nope,
to
nope.
lay next to you with like this stubbly strips on
Oh.
your chest.
Nah, I went through with my trimmer and I just
Oh,
got rid of
okay.
all of it. I was like, I'm not going to look like some diseased person.
Thing is, you're gonna have to keep trimming that too, because like at least until the wax part comes out, because you like rip the hair out of the follicle versus just trimming it. It's gonna take.
I didn't even think
it's gonna
about
take
that.
longer to come back.
Why do people do this?
Because having no hair is amazing, Will. Okay, hair is gross. The only place you should have hair is your eyebrows, your head,
well, let's move
and
on
if
to
you're a
something
guy,
else.
your
Stop.
facial hair.
So, guys, speaking of hair,
We're moving on.
transition it very well into. Actually, no. Did anybody else have any good moments from Extra Life? Anything else?
Wow.
I almost died many
I think
times just from stress
I
and
think
lack
it
of
was
sleep.
when I think it was when somebody was told me to go fuck myself.
Oh, God.
Wait, what?
When was that?
No, I.
So
maybe it
okay, okay.
it was-
Let's
it was
let's
written all
let's
over
go
South
ahead.
Florida.
Let's tell this little story. So about
Yeah,
like
this has-
3 minutes before that happened, David comes on Facebook and is like, "You guys are amazing. I just want to let you guys know that." And then immediately we started mentioning something about South Florida, and then somebody
Oh,
goes,
right.
"Yeah, they can go, themselves."
Yeah, I think that was like Joe or
Immediately.
someone, and I immediately got into like the
Yeah.
GroupMe chat, and I like started yelling at just like the text box. I'm like, you guys can't freaking say that on camera.
Oh my gosh, I was dying. That
I'm glad, David. I'm glad to hear you were a good sport about
Yeah.
it because we were all like,
Oh! Well, welcome to RT Florida, David.
we love you, but we do things differently around
Yeah.
here.
We're all very
I'm
spiteful.
completely fine with
The
this
Earth spins differently here.
because that's how a good relationship works, right?
Yeah, we just start immediately
Oh, yeah.
cursing at each
You
other.
just loathe the other side, and that's obviously the pinnacle of a good
And
relationship,
that's how
right?
relationships work.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
trick
that's
is
how Chris and I's relationship
That's how
is.
Chris's
Yeah, I mean,
relationship
they
is
pretty
with
much-
everyone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What was like the third thing you said to us when you got onto this call? It was basically "fuck you guys."
Well, no,
That's
the third
exactly
thing.
what
the
it
third,
was. It wasn't
the,
basically
the,
that.
the third thing was, hey.
Well, okay, you had a lot of hay.
Hey, which was quickly followed by "fuck you guys."
It's
It's
okay,
all love
guys.
here.
Anyway,
Yeah.
It's-
yeah.
that's-
So
that's how I
needless
speak.
to say,
It's
Extra
my-
Life.
It's my
was
Boston
amazing.
accent.
Yeah.
There you go. Extra Life was amazing. It came together really well. Victoria, huge shout out to you for really
Thank
organizing
you.
everything and keeping this burning boat afloat.
And that's basically what it was. But you
RT
know what?
Florida.
I would gladly
A burning boat.
I would gladly do it again next year because it's just that much fun.
Victoria, I'd give you a trophy, but I don't want to pay for one, so you're gonna have to settle for a cool
You
Air 5
cheap-
across the state.
Awesome.
Cheap.
That'll work.
How about like a big thumbs up emoji? There you go.
Can we at least get her like a shittily done certificate?
It's like
like the business cards I made for RT
oh,
Florida.
Okay, to be fair,
Yeah.
those were actually so terrible they were good.
Victoria, it means a lot that you said that.
All right. Let's just go right on to what people came here to listen to.
And
Us
that is
talking about games.
My beautiful.
There you
boy-
go.
Oh,
So
okay.
this kind of transitions well because
David's
we
got it.
had some problem, or not problems, but it was just a few extra minutes setting up Mass Effect 3.
Yes.
And then sure
Oh,
enough,
that's
the next
right.
day, BioWare announced that our Mass Effect 2 and 3 were backwards compatible.
For
But-
M7
Yeah, we-
day, yeah.
They didn't stop there. They gave us a whole new trailer and released a few more tidbits about the game. If you haven't
About
seen the
what
trailer,
game?
go watch
Yeah,
it.
it's the full-on
so
cinematic trailer.
Mass Effect Andromeda, the next game in the series, which takes
Okay.
about approximately 600 years in the future from Mass Effect 3.
But
So
it
I
was
think the
confirmed
whole-
that the Andromeda Initiative, when they sent everyone out, started before Mass Effect 3.
yeah,
Dun,
it started
dun,
like a
dun.
year.
Shepard was like,
what,
listen,
like a year
guys,
or two?
in case this Reaper thing doesn't pan out, we need to go colonize somewhere else. So y'all go do that. That's exactly how it happened.
I think
Yeah, and so
And
it's 4 ships,
Yep.
but somehow they get separated, and then shenanigans ensue.
Well, I thought it was that they were meant to go elsewhere.
No, I think they were supposed to stick together.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think
I think
that's the premise.
the crazy thing about that whole announcement was that like we had just been talking about it 24 hours before they made the announcement.
Well, I
And playing
mean,
Mass
that's the
Effect
thing.
3.
Well, because it was N7 Day. It was November 7th. They
Yeah.
always announce something big. They do something crazy and fun for November 7th because, you know, that's N7, that's the program, and it just happened to be something that would have benefited us the day before.
A
Well,
lot.
I think needless to say, all of that benefits me as a person who has never played a single Mass Effect game ever.
And now you can do it on your Xbox One.
Are you serious?
Ah,
You haven't played any
yeah.
Mass Effect game?
He's a dude.
Yes, I know.
No way.
David,
Prepare to have your
I want to tell
mind
you I'm
blown.
sorry. I know. It's
I
going
had
to
a
be
friend
great.
I recently...
Although, it's the kind of thing where I'm like,
Yeah, I had a friend I recently found out he'd only played 1 and hadn't played 2 or 3. I'm like, how do you play 1 and not go through the 2 best parts of the series? Like, what?
One's really good. I really enjoyed 1. I put way too many hours into that game exploring
It
stuff.
was good, but after you play 2 and 3, 2 and 3 are better, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I have to say
Well-
2 is the best one.
Those loyalty missions, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
2 is potentially one of the best games ever. So, I mean, it's hard to beat that, but at the same time, it's like to say 1 isn't great.
Oh no, I'm not saying
Lie.
I'm not saying that at
Okay.
all. I'm just saying that 2 and 3 are, in my opinion, better than 1 overall, I guess.
Yeah, and
if I was just
all I'm
if I was
saying
just going
is,
through a playthrough. Oh, what's that, David?
all I'm saying is that fuck anyone who likes Mass Effect 1. That's all I'm saying.
So Chris,
David, you can leave right now. You can leave right now. You can get out of here. You're done. I'm going to ban you like Danny.
Chris, you can't just keep banning everyone from the podcast. We're gonna run out of guests.
It's okay.
Oh no.
David, it makes me so happy to see someone irritate Chris like that. I just want you to know
You're
that.
the second
He's gonna
person
gust
who's
me.
done it on this podcast. Congratulations. Like, to the point where he wants to ban you. We've already banned one person.
I
I'll
try.
sneak him on
Poor
somehow.
Danny.
And I keep reminding Danny that he's banned.
I keep plotting with him, so...
Like the other day, he was
Surprise
playing,
guest.
I jumped into his what is it, Jackbox game with the name at Florida banned Danny.
Well,
That's cold, Chris. That's ice cold.
full
Or-
disclosure, I've never played Mass Effect 1. That's why.
And then I joined a second game with the name Dan the Band.
Goodness gracious. It's beautiful, but my goodness, Chris.
Oh my
Chris,
gosh.
you have, like, no chill.
Chris, you got problems.
I don't know what any of you are talking about. Anyway, let's back
I
to
mean,
Mass
what else
Effect.
is new?
What else is new?
With Mass Effect?
We got a...
I mean,
we have a new little vehicle. Instead of the Mako,
Yeah.
it's the...
Is that right?
What was it called? The... Something.
Nice.
it's got a name.
Yeah, the something, guys. You know, the something
It's
thing.
the
Did you guys see you
Prowler
can
or
buy
something
that?
like
It
that?
makes me think of Red versus Blue. It's like a thing.
It has that purple.
one
Yeah,
got
yeah,
that
I
reference?
did. I'm
No.
just
Yeah.
From season
laughing.
2. Oh my gosh. You guys are a huge disappointment.
It's called the Nomad.
That's what it is.
By the
I
way,
was trying to look it up, but yeah, couldn't do it.
So yeah, if you pay $180, I think it's $180, you can actually get an RC version
But
of it.
that's it. You don't get the game or anything
No, that's
else.
Oh, you don't? Oh man, no, forget
Yeah.
that. I'm not paying
Oh, but you just
$180
dashed
for that
Chris's
thing.
dreams.
It's $180 for an RC
I mean,
car.
just
Holy
Yeah.
wait like
Motown.
half a year, and I'm sure it'll go down to like 100. That's a bit more worthy.
You can buy it off eBay by someone who like
If
impulsively
they don't
bought
want it
it.
anymore. Yeah.
Like, why
Just
did
wait.
I spend money on this thing?
Just wait 3 weeks until when everybody figures out that was a bullshit purchase, and they all try to sell it back for $20.
There you go. There you go.
Um,
So, what is there a release date yet for Andromeda?
No, it's spring 2017. That's all we've gotten.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Except spring is so many months, and I just want to know
Everyone's
when.
saying it's going to be March 20th.
Well,
Let me double check on.
Oh,
No,
right, 'cause
March
they
21st.
Released, that's when the
That
book or the guide.
yeah, that's
or
when the
whatever
guide
is
comes
supposed to
out,
be
and then
released,
that's
right?
also the last day of quarter. They call it quarter 1, quarter 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they want to release it within.
So that's when they would want to.
Yeah. So that's what everybody's
Yeah.
saying, and also in
Makes
previous that if the guidebook or what is it? The not guidebook. Anyway, for Dragon Age Inquisition, they also
Anywho.
released that same book on the same day.
Yeah, which it makes sense that they would. So it's possible. Could be.
How do you
something
guys think it's gonna play?
I hope really freaking amazing. We've only been waiting for this game for what 3-4
Yep.
years that they've like announced it.
Hey, Victoria,
Yeah.
welcome to every Legend of Zelda fan's life ever.
See, Will, you have your Nintendo corner. I have my Mass Effect black hole.
Is that what we're gonna call it now?
Welcome to my life waiting for Star Citizen
No.
to finally come out.
There you go. I did see the trailer you guys were talking about for Andromeda, and it looked
looks-
really
Yeah.
good.
Looks
It looked,
pretty awesome.
especially after watching the gameplay of Mass Effect 3 on Sunday.
Yeah. So I mean, and that was the
looked
first
excellent.
cinematic trailer, no gameplay or development in it or anything like that. So that was like the
Yeah.
first like, hey, this is our trailer.
I'm
Buy our
super
game.
excited about the multiplayer, which they kind of unintentionally confirmed via box art.
I mean, I guess, but wasn't it? It
Oh,
was also
yeah.
confirmed by one of the developers, wasn't it?
Yeah, they ended up confirming
Like
it later
through
on.
Twitter,
but,
I
like,
think.
Yeah.
Did
Whatever.
Mass Effect 2 have a
The
multiplayer?
third one did.
No, just Mass Effect 3, and it was surprisingly amazing.
Yeah, which we'll eventually set up a game night for that because it's backwards compatible now.
Yeah, it is.
Finally.
I can rock out with my Geth
About
Prime.
damn time. I will eventually know what that means.
Eventually.
Will,
Maybe.
Do you want
Eventually.
Do you want to borrow the games, Will?
I only have an Xbox One. How am I going to borrow them from you?
Because you
Backwards
install
compatibility?
them.
Oh, I guess. Oh, it's backwards compatible. Sorry, I was thinking like downloads.
Will,
that was my
welcome
bad.
to the podcast where we announced about 10 to 15 minutes ago that
Hey, Chris, go fuck yourself.
Tell you what, Will.
Hey,
Tell you
Oh,
what,
wait, no,
Will.
never
You
mind. I
can-
need to borrow
I'll
those
buy
games.
you like the trilogy for Christmas or something.
There you go. No, I mean if Chris has them, I can
Yeah,
just
but
borrow
then Chris
them.
can't play them.
Well, I think Chris.
I mean, will he? I wouldn't.
I mean, I'll
I
just
don't
give you
know.
one
I
and two,
already
and I'll keep
started
three.
replaying the first game because I'm like, I
mean,
want to
yeah.
get the completionist achievement. Haven't gotten it
It's
yet.
probably that's yeah. Well, I mean, it's gonna take me a little bit to beat 1 and 2.
It'll take
So
a lot of bit.
Yeah, number
I mean-
number
Man,
one
that's the
can
last
take
thing I
a
need right now. With how
while.
like consumed I am by
You can
Destiny.
spend
Was
like
anyone-
minimum 50 hours each game.
Yeah,
was anyone
What?
disappointed with the way that
The way that what?
Mass Effect 3 ended?
Yes.
Let's not
I-
get into that.
Yeah, like, that's a whole
Man,
nother.
David is
we
in
can
the-
have a
is in it
whole
to,
nother
like,
podcast
open up
on
all
that.
the old wounds.
But I
Okay,
will say,
I'm just making sure I wasn't the weird one.
yeah,
Oh,
if,
it's like the internet was all
He was
butthurt
testing the
about
waters.
the ending.
if they came out with the that patched version before, or like that was actually included into the game, I would have been slightly okay with it. I would have been like, well, that's not what I expected, but at least there's a lot of closure within the story. But they just came in with that, like, oh, yeah, about stuff, yeah, bye.
Yeah,
Just like that.
Basically.
I had such a WTF moment. It was like I haven't felt like that since I beat Kingdom Hearts 2, where the game just sort of ends and it gives you all your stats, like how well you did, and I'm just waiting for the game to continue.
Oh, it's just like you
sitting
finished
there
a
like,
level and it's like, oh
You
wait,
keep
is
beating
that
the
it?
game.
Oh, thanks.
You keep beating
Thanks
the
for
game
playing.
and it's still the
Yeah.
same stuff.
It's like, well, there goes your $60. Oh, I want more.
Have they? I only asked it because I don't really know anything about Kingdom Hearts, but they've announced Kingdom Hearts 3, right?
They've been announcing it for like 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there actually a release date or like a release window, or are we still like floating around in
It's
purgatory?
like, yeah, it's there.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. They say they keep putting out trailers that like it's going to come out, but I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. They've never said anything. It just says coming soon every time.
They just keep making
But,
trailers.
I mean,
to
they're
hype
showing
it up.
gameplay, so I think it's going to come out.
Yeah, I mean, right
Yeah. It's a
now,
real
I
bummer.
believe it's still in the kind of like, hey, we're it's a thing.
I'm kind of hoping that it's gonna wow me, but I have the same hope
Isn't that
for
what
Star
everyone
Citizen.
hopes?
I mean, yeah, I
Yeah,
guess that's
but-
what we all hope in a game. Wow us.
Yeah, I don't know. For Kingdom Hearts is kind of like that. Like it's like that home cooked meal. Like you always know what you're getting, and you want to sit back and enjoy it. But with this one, it's like going to a restaurant you've never been to before. I think that's what they're trying to bring back. You know that feeling where you're not sure if it's going to be good or bad.
Like you don't know if you're gonna be eating McDonald's or
Garbage
Yeah,
truck juice.
or
Olive Garden, or maybe it's gonna be like hella fancy and
yeah.
the one where they like bring out your food and like uncover it in front of you and you have 12 courses and
Yeah,
they
that's
like
what I'm
wash
hoping.
your hands before the meal.
And there's also another problem. They have so many holes in that story. I don't know what they're going to do. I think they're trying to fill the holes.
I mean, and granted, this probably doesn't mean much coming from me, but I actually have seen the like timeline of like all the games in like the order that should have taken place, and it looks like a convoluted mess. It makes the Legend of Zelda timeline
So
look
like
like a
a
joke.
Doctor Who timeline.
That's time travel, yo.
God, you damn Whovians.
You can't stop us, Will. No, but like in
stop us.
kind of going back to like release dates and like waiting for a game.
All hail Matt Smith.
I I don't think freaking Final Fantasy 15. We've been waiting 10 years for that game, and it's finally coming out the end of this month.
Has it been 10
I am
years?
It's been
so
about
stoked for that
10
game.
years now.
Wasn't there another Final Fantasy where they were going to put Cloud and Squall together?
Who knows? There's so many of them. And they change around the ideas so much in development. I don't even keep track of the game development anymore until it's like, hey, this is the release date. I'm like, all right, awesome. I can start learning about the game, and I don't have to worry about keeping up with it for 3 years.
Until you have an actual date, don't even talk to me.
Oh yeah, like the all of your Nintendo bullcrap.
Yeah, we'll go over that later.
I'm pretty much like that for every Halo game. When it comes, like when I think it was when Halo 3 came out, I did like the whole midnight release and whatever, and I watched it from the day it was born to the grown man it's become. And
Aw, baby Halo.
later and later, I realized that. Yeah, look at his little legs, and his series with red versus blue. Anywho, yeah. So
You do ramble.
I think we should
oh my
just
gosh.
give David. We should just give David a topic and just sit here and just see what
See how
happens
long
with
you
it.
can go for.
I'd be down for that.
New
we should
carpet
do that.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with a clever name for that.
that would hurt the podcast greatly.
Oh no,
It'll be
no!
like-
I think it'd be
kinda
great.
Like, 9.5. We'll have the podcast, and then we'll have, episode 9.5 or 10.5.
Yeah.
The ramblings of David.
Just let him like go in a train
Or something far
wreck
more
as
creative.
far as he goes. Just like see how he connects each piece.
Now let me tell you guys about
Just
Half-Life
let me talk
3.
about apple pies for an hour.
Speaking of disappointing games,
Oh,
not even a
God.
Star Citizen.
I can't believe...
Star City, yeah.
There you go. I can't believe people still talk about Half-Life
to be
3.
honest, I haven't heard it in ages. Only reason I heard about it recently is because we named one of our lights Half-Life 3. Well, Haley did. I didn't.
Well,
You named one of your what?
I mean,
Your
the
lights?
Lights. Like they went around with a what is it? Those like name
Oh.
sticker thingies that you type
The
stuff
label-
in. Yeah, a
the
label
label
maker.
maker?
That's what they're called. And they just named all of the light switches in our house.
Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 3.
One of them was Half-Life 3.
Is that the one that never turns on?
Yeah.
All- No, it's
always
like a
off.
single light. You know how sometimes kitchens have like that single light in the group of them just so you can have like a little bit of light? It's a house thing, guys.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I know how house works. Go on.
Houses,
I know adult
Houses
things.
Yeah.
are
And then they named all of the fans lewd things. Things
Like
I
what?
will not repeat because we are on a podcast.
Okay.
They're
Wow,
pretty
that
bad.
bad.
They're pretty bad.
So thinking of disappointing
Just
stories.
next time you're at my place, just like look at the light switches.
Oh man, I should have looked at it when I was there last time.
I'll send you a pic this Saturday.
Oh, there you go.
All right,
There you
so
go.
speaking of disappointing stories, Call of Duty. Remember how a few months ago we were like, the trailer was really bad. I mean, how can the game be bad or just as bad as this trailer? Allegedly, the campaign is about 4 hours, so you're paying $60 for a 4-hour campaign that is
What story?
mostly multiplayer that you've already played before.
And then, like, an ungodly amount of hours of multiplayer that just consume your life.
Yeah, well, the multiplayer is not getting any better. It hasn't been good since, what? Modern Warfare 3?
Listen, Chris, multiplayer doesn't have to be good to consume your life.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just stop playing it.
Well, I'm saying it doesn't even need to have any slight improvements for the like Call of Duty fanatics to go out and buy it and play it to their heart's content.
Yeah, but for the average consumer, it helps.
No, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, like that's
There
a
you
whole
go.
nother field. I mean, I feel sorry for those kids.
I have to say though, those Call of Duty players are pretty darn dedicated. They'll go back to other games if another game sucks.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean,
I will preface
Black
our
Ops-
entire conversation on the fact that none of us have played Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
No.
no, this is all reviews.
So take that take that with what you will.
I mean, there have been some really mixed reviews about it, but I think generally it's all mostly negative. Where it's like,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, mostly everybody's saying like, oh, there's some really great ideas in here, and then it's like, oh, and it's gone. Back to your normal Call of Duty shooter that you stopped playing since Modern Warfare.
So, Chris, let me ask you this.
Yep.
What would Call of Duty need to have in order for you to buy it or for you to enjoy it? So, I mean, like,
Fun.
I'm sure the multiplayer is fine, but
No, it's
What else
mostly
would
the
you need?
multiplayer. I stopped like after Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I think that was the last one I played.
so what was it?
it just
What
it
was
felt
it that turned
unfair.
you off of it?
Like the weapons just weren't tuned right. They didn't feel right. They got rid of a lot of like the fun like care packages and stuff like that, and they changed it to just other stuff I didn't like.
Okay.
And I think it was
But
mostly
it wasn't. It didn't have anything to do with the story, though.
The story. Well, like
Exactly.
I really enjoyed Black Ops 1 story, except for the fact where it was very convoluted. But like overall, like there was a really great idea. The music was fantastic. Thank you, Trent Reznor, for that. And then they moved to Black Ops 2, and it just fell. I was like, oh, what's going on with this thing? Why is this thing a train wreck?
How do you game?
How you game?
Yeah.
But I think
anyone
I don't know.
But I think like if you're buying a Call of Duty game, you're buying it for the multiplayer. So multiplayer has to be fun.
By this
It
point,
can't just be zombies over and over again.
Well, I mean, to those players, it's fun. They just want. I'm pretty sure they're just looking for that, just that upgrade. It's kind of like
Yeah.
the Kingdom Hearts for us. Like, what really has changed in that game?
But I mean, like for a lot of people, it's like they only buy 1 or 2 games a year, and it's like they've known Call of Duty since forever, and they can invest a lot of hours into it. But there's us who, yeah, and Call of Duty is not one of them
Yeah.
because A, we don't have the time to invest into it, and then B, we actually want a game that's entertaining.
Man, I have such a hard time though passing judgment on that game, having not played it.
Oh, I can pass judgment.
Yeah.
I just judge
mean-
everything. It's okay.
I beat Modern Warfare 2, and I thought that was the story was pretty cool. Like they had like stealth aspects and just points in the game where you were doing one thing at one time and another thing the next. It was a pretty cool adventure for the most part, but you can only do the same thing so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I probably reserve judgment. I mean, honestly, I could probably just rent the game and play it for a little bit and see how I like it.
Guys, get your Call of Duty and get your Mountain Dew and get your Doritos and let's have a blast. if you get the Mountain Dew, you might get a code for a power-up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they must be... Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Man, they're really really scraping the bottom of the barrel to have Black Ops in there.
No, it's one of the games that they actually go to. Most Call of Duty players prefer Black Ops 2 over a lot of the games.
I'd like to give that game a try because I haven't played any Call of Duty games for like the last 7 years.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Destiny PvP, to be honest.
And I mean, Destiny did a really good job of managing story and multiplayer in that game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, story in the new updates, not story from year one, where I would use story in air quotes.
Well, taken really,
yeah, there you go. I was like, even the first two DLCs didn't really give you much.
I really dislike the Destiny multiplayer, or at least the PvP. I love PvE, but the PvP parts, like there's a few maps that I think are just absolute garbage, and then
it's just because Chris is sick of getting shotgunned to the face.
Yeah, and it's slowly becoming Gears of War multiplayer for me, where it's just like, oh, here's a person with a shotgun. Oh, they're rolling, or in this case, they're sliding. Like, cause
I just got slid and took a party crasher to the face.
And it's like, oh, great, this is all this is. Great, love this game so much.
Yeah, that's why I really like playing a lot of their different game modes. Like if I play Control, I know that I don't have to worry about someone just running around the whole map killing people. There's actually some strategy behind it.
Yeah, they
I mean, you still have people who do that though.
Yeah, but those generally teams like that lose.
With the new update, Control is actually just based on points, or for controlling points.
They have Control, and then they have Zone Control, which is for points. So they have both.
Okay, then I apologize then.
No, but you're definitely right. It's like that's like taking Control to the next level, where you're like, okay, I don't have to worry about getting kills. I actually have to worry about controlling these zones, so my kills are actually very strategic, where I'm defending a zone instead of just running around the map aimlessly,
killing people and hurting the team potentially.
So I don't know. It's stuff like that, or the stuff like Supremacy, where they have that new, where it's like, you can get kills and stuff, but unless you capture those marks,
we don't talk about Supremacy here.
What? Because you're bad at it.
And that kind of goes back to how multiplayer has changed, and Destiny does it well. I mean, versus how Halo used to be, still is. It was such a great multiplayer version.
That's how we settled fights back in the day.
Yeah.
You're like, pistols,
1v1, hang them high, only pistols. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember
That's how we settle arguments.
There's so much peace
I think it's because people just get kind of bored with it. I mean, it was fun back then, but I feel like we all need something a little different. There needs to be some variety. It's really, it's kind of nice to be able to switch between game types, where you're like, okay, I kind of feel like doing something a little more strategically, or maybe I want to flex my PvP skills and just play straight Slayer, or...
And now it seems like a lot of multiplayer stuff has gone downhill. I mean, years ago it used to just be like you got a multiplayer game or a game with multiplayer and you knew it would be awesome. And now it's a matter of, all right, is it going to be good or not now?
I think like what Chris said, I think there's a balance issue, because if we go back to like Halo 2 and Halo 3, everyone has the same weapons, everyone has the same armor. It's people who master that stuff. Yeah, there's no levels. There's no like, oh, I have a better loadout than you do because I played this game for 500 hours. And, there's... Back then, it was just, well, whoever's better practiced at the game is going to be the winner. You both have the same shotgun, the same sniper rifle, the same submachine gun, but whoever can use it better is going to be the winner.
Yeah, because, especially in Destiny, where, you can get different roles on different, the same gun. So one gun might have... shoots fully automatic, while the other one is still pump shoot.
Oh yeah, with shotguns that can go full automatic or have better range and impact. So I think that's where a lot of the deviations come from. So it's like the games that do well in multiplayer are games that balance that well. I think that's one reason I like Destiny, is because 95% of PvP in Destiny has no leveling bonus, and everybody's pretty much on the same playing field.
Except for certain places where they like actually add in that level advantage, like in Iron Banner.
Exactly. Yeah, Iron Banner and Trials of Osiris are both the ones where level actually matters.
Well, it's kind of funny because
like Trials?
I'm shitting on this, like the PvP part, and actually as soon as we get done with this, I'm going to go play Iron Banner. But you're kind of
get wrecked,
you're
Chris.
kind of forced to do that in order to level up to get to light level 400 in this game.
I mean, Iron Banner drops great gear.
It does.
Last time it just like Iron Banner just crapped out amazing legendary gear last time.
I went from 392 to 395 last night within playing like 3 hours of games.
Dang, dude.
So
I need to do Axis trial or Axis challenge this week.
So what would you guys would say is your favorite multiplayer game? What would you always go back to?
Oh, Halo 3.
Yeah, Halo 3.
The amount of hours I put into that game, which I don't want to talk about on here.
Yeah, and Halo was actually one of the first multiplayer games I ever played online. Actually, probably the first. But it was always funny because whenever I got online, being a girl, I have a higher voice. But everyone would think that I was a boy, so I'd have to actually tell people, like, no, I'm not a 9-year-old kid.
Victoria, see, that's why you should enter every room going, hey, I'm a girl. Just want to let you guys know that I'm a girl and not a dude. I'm totally not lying to you right now.
Yeah, because then I just will sound like I'm from the internet.
Oh, that is the internet for sure. You can't trust anyone. So I wanted to bring up real quick. We had on our schedule, we wanted to talk about remakes, but I don't know how much time we have. Is that something we want to dive into now, or do we want to save that?
No,
for
let's
next
go
time?
right now. Let's go ahead.
All right.
This is why I put it on the schedule. We wanted to talk about remakes today. Something I noticed, or I completely forgot it. It wasn't until today that I realized, like, Assassin's Creed is getting a remake for the Ezio series.
So excited.
So
what? I didn't know that.
Skyrim just came out, a remake. We've had all the BioShocks just came out remastered. Let's put some air quotes around that part, especially for the PC players.
And may I say, if anyone listening to the podcast right now, if you haven't played Skyrim Remade, I recommend you play it. That game has not lost its luster.
How many remakes have there been?
We had the Halo 1, Halo 2.
Oh yeah, Halo 1
Fable
and 2. I liked both of those.
Oh, we got a doggy. Hey, doggy. Bark. Bark. Anyway, so
Maggie wants to say hi.
Back to non-distractions. We had Fable Anniversary a few years ago, which was actually, it was really fun, but at the same time, it's like, I just played this, or I can go boot up my 360 and play it. Do I really? And like, there's some good graphical differences, but like overall, it's like I'd still would have the same experience normally. And same thing with like Halo. It was like really awesome to see Halo into this new world. It looked like a new world because of like the graphic changes, but did I really need it? Do we really need people spending time to do this?
I mean, as much as I'm hating on them right now, I will still buy absolutely every single one. Mostly for nostalgia. Just because.
Yeah, like I've done the same thing. I'm gonna end up buying every single remastered thing, but at the same time, it's like, do we really need these? But
yeah, so some of the remakes that I like have been the Legend of Zelda HD remakes that have come out. Both Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and The Wind Waker have received HD remakes. And I have to say, I really enjoyed them. There was a nostalgia thing associated with it, but I think what kind of set them apart was there were actually slight changes in the game to make them more enjoyable. Like, it wasn't just an exact port with better graphics and new textures. There were actually changes in the games. Yeah, and so some notable differences were in Majora's Mask, they changed the clock so that it actually showed you how much time you had left instead of just an arbitrary number. and they revamped how you interact with people and how you keep track of everyone's schedule, and they streamlined the game a little bit. They changed how you got some of the masks, and kind of fixed the things that people were a little annoyed with. And one of the things that I think that was the most impactful was in the Wind Waker HD remake, was they changed how you got the pieces of the Triforce when you had to sail around and collect all the maps and then go find all the shards. It was just like a busy task that took forever and didn't feel very rewarding. And they actually changed that up and basically cut the time in half or a third, so that you didn't feel like you were wasting your time with that part of the game. So I think that's why I enjoyed all the Zelda HD remakes, because you're like, oh, well, not only do I get to play it in HD on a new platform, but they've fixed a lot of things that I didn't really enjoy about it the first time around.
About when did those games first come out?
So, Ocarina of Time was, 98? Or 97?
97, I think.
And then, and then Majora's Mask was 99, and then Wind Waker was 2004.
Yeah, I was in middle school when I got Wind Waker.
And then Twilight Princess was 2006. Actually, Wind Waker was probably 2003, maybe even 02. It was early 2000s, and then 2006, 2007 was when Twilight Princess came out.
Ocarina of Time came out in 98, so you're correct.
Okay. So yeah, it definitely had been a while, and they came out with Ocarina of Time on the 3DS as I don't know if it was a launch title or if it came out right after launch, but that was so you could play Ocarina of Time in 3D, and then they remade Majora's Mask a few years later, and again, you got to play it in 3D with updated textures and graphics, and some fixes to the systems or to the gameplay, and I don't know. I think that's what kind of separated the Zelda HD remakes from a lot of the other ones that you see, was they actually kind of changed the gameplay a little bit so that it was a little more polished.
I have never finished a Zelda game.
Well, get back on
it. David, you go to hell. All right. Get out.
I just thought I'd let you know that's
David.
Oh no!
David,
some of the easiest ones.
You are a huge disappointment.
Some of the easiest ones to finish now are anything that was Game Boy Color. Go back and play some of those, because it's really easy, and you can do it on your Android phone if you have one.
I don't know what
David,
it is.
David, do you have a 3DS?
It's
or
sitting
or a DS or.
I've got a cracked screen, so I had one.
I was gonna say, because you can basically get every single old Legend of Zelda game for handhelds and for the Super Nintendo and NES on your DS or 3DS.
I wonder if my phone can play it.
All right, guys, it's been a great podcast. We'd like to officially thank David for joining us today. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, and under RT_Florida. You can also find us on YouTube. RT Florida Communities. You can specifically find this podcast on Facebook and Twitter as well. We're Slightly Off Podcasts on Facebook, and on Twitter we're just Slightly Off Pod.
Not podcast, just pod.
Well, Twitter doesn't allow us to add that part. We went over the character limit. Don't forget, you can, when we mentioned Twitch, you can always find us on Twitch streaming pretty much every day under RT_Florida as well.
Yeah, and from that, we'll be posting all of our information from Extra Life, including the highlight video and everything, our stretch goals that we promised. We're gonna make a list because we made some impromptu ones during the stream, but we'll get those out.
We'll be posting those soon,
including Chris in a sexy costume.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Because we hit that goal real quick for the kids. Anything else? Anything else we want to tag anybody in? Or anybody wants to plug?
No, guys, listen out for the hangout I'm going to be putting out. It's going to be somewhere at the end of November. So, I'm going to put that out right after the podcast.
All right.
Excellent.
Also, we're going to have another game night on the 15th.
Woo!
And for Community Day, what game is that going to be in? I don't know yet. Probably going to be GTA 5 or Rocket League, one or the other. Maybe both.
Woo!
And something related to this podcast, we're actually going to buckle down. We're going to be on a schedule, and we're going to start releasing them every 15th of the month on Community Day. So by the time you listen to this, it should be November 15th.
Yay! It's almost like we're official or something.
It's about damn time.
What's the word? What's the word of responsible?
No.
Slightly responsible. Although, Victoria, one thing we forgot to mention, too, is that we also hit the stretch goal to release episode 1.
Oh, yeah,
the secret episode of Slightly Off.
Yeah, because the episode number, it just starts at number 2.
We started
Just
2.
Episode 2.
And not only...
Best part, though, it is in video.
It's in video.
We didn't even talk about video games. That's how bad it is.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
To have a video game podcast and not talk about video games.
We talked about something. I thought we talked about at least one game.
I don't think we even did. It's been so long.
Hey, before this podcast is over, when do you think we'll all be too old to say young people words?
Never.
Bye.
All right.
Nah, see, there's gonna be a point in my life where I say young people words just to spite
Let's
them.
end this right now. We're done.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
guys.
yeah. It's been nice talking to you guys.
Bye.
See you later, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you guys for being awesome, listening. You're being awesome. Thanks for being awesome.